Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever been in an important situation, a meeting, an interview, a serious conversation, where all eyes were on you, and suddenly your mind froze? The silence felt heavy. The answer did not come. That uncomfortable mental blank took over. But the worst part is not what happens in the moment. The worst part is what happens later. Hours after it is over, maybe in traffic or in the shower, the perfect answer appears, clear, logical, well-structured. The answer that would have shown exactly how much you know. The answer that could have changed how people saw you. That frustration is familiar to many people. Now, imagine the opposite scenario. The question comes, and within seconds, you respond calmly, clearly, and confidently. People listen, they respect you, and you walk away feeling centered and in control. The difference between these two people is not intelligence, it is not IQ, it is not talent, and it is not luck. It is training, it is strategy, it is understanding how the brain actually works. The brain is not a mystery, it is a system, and like any system, it can be trained, refined, and optimized. If you want to think faster, structure your reasoning better, and respond clearly even under pressure, stay with me until the end. Because what you are about to learn is not empty theory. These are practical, science-based techniques. Let us begin with an uncomfortable truth. The human brain was not designed for modern life. For thousands of years, slow thinking was an advantage. Our ancestors survived by analyzing carefully before acting. Today, the environment has changed. We're expected to make decisions quickly, respond immediately, solve problems on the spot. This is where Daniel Kahneman's work becomes essential. In his book, Thinking, Fast and Slow, he explains that the brain operates using two systems. System 1 is fast, intuitive, automatic. It allows you to react instantly, recognize emotions, and act without conscious effort. System 2 is slow, analytical, deliberate. It solves complex problems, evaluates contracts, and weighs long-term consequences. Here is the problem. Most people try to respond quickly using System 2. They overthink, they hesitate, they analyze too much, and by the time they are ready, the moment is gone. People who think fast have learned something crucial. They know how to switch between the two systems. They use the speed of System 1 and the precision of System 2 at the right moment. And this can be learned. Thinking fast does not mean forcing the mind. There is a dangerous myth that speed comes from extreme concentration. People tense their bodies, force their thoughts, try to think harder. Neuroscience shows the opposite. When you force the mind, stress and anxiety areas activate, and these areas shut down fast thinking. That is why great ideas appear in the shower, while walking, or just before sleep. The brain needs a specific state to operate at maximum speed, which leads us to the real enemies of clear thinking. The first is stress and anxiety. Under pressure, the brain shifts into survival mode, fight or flight. Energy leaves reasoning and goes to the body. Thinking becomes secondary, survival becomes the priority. The second enemy is lack of training. You train your body, you train technical skills, but rarely do you train thinking itself. And the brain, like a muscle, weakens without training. The third enemy is fragmented focus. Notifications, messages, constant stimulation. The brain never rests, never goes deep. And then we expect speed and clarity. There is a solution, and it starts where most people do not look. Sleep. During the day, your brain collects information, conversations, decisions, experiences. They are temporarily stored in the hippocampus, like mental drafts. But during sleep, real processing happens. The brain reviews the day, selects what matters, strengthens connections. It is like a mental librarian organizing shelves overnight. Important experiences become easier to access, faster to retrieve. This is why people who sleep well think more clearly, decide faster, and connect ideas more easily. A simple habit amplifies this. Before sleep, mentally review your day. What did you decide? What did you learn? What mattered? Your brain learns priorities. Now let us move to practical techniques. Technique 1, the 5-second rule. The biggest enemy of fast thinking is overanalysis. Many decisions do not deserve deep processing. Give yourself only 5 seconds for simple decisions. What to wear, which path to take, when to train. This activates System 1, strengthens fast neural pathways, builds confidence under pressure. This is deliberate practice. Technique 2, pattern recognition. Fast thinkers recognize patterns. A chess master does not see pieces, they see structures. Start observing recurring situations in your life, similar questions, repeated problems, predictable conflicts. Ask yourself, have I seen this before? What worked last time? Write it down, organize it. Turn chaos into a system. Technique 3, 2-minute strategic reflection. After a fast decision, reflect briefly. What did I consider? What did I ignore? What would I adjust next time? This reflection consolidates learning, releases dopamine, stores the experience in long-term memory. That is how improvement compounds. Now consider the mental environment. Debates, logic games, chess, active reading. These keep the brain sharp. Avoid multitasking. It destroys mental speed. One task at a time. Clarity creates speed. Another powerful tool is mental rehearsal. Visualize upcoming situations. The brain does not distinguish imagination from reality. When the real moment arrives, you have already trained. And finally, reframe pressure. Pressure is not a threat, it is a challenge. A threat releases cortisol. A challenge releases productive energy. The difference is perspective. Under pressure, ask yourself, have I been here before? What worked then? As Daniel Kahneman explains, intuition based on experience is not guessing, it is fast pattern processing. In the end, thinking fast is not magic, it is applied mental training. Start with one technique, practice daily, and observe the change. The difference between those who freeze and those who respond is not genetics, it is understanding that the brain is a powerful system, and systems can be optimized. If this video helped you see fast thinking as a trainable skill, like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, which technique will you start using today?